Hey everybody, this is Craig, and today we're going to check out what it's like to walk in the sidewalks of Mexico. I have talked about this in so many different videos, and we have never actually shown you some real examples. But as you notice, I'm looking down a lot because I'm breaking the rules. You don't walk, talk, and gawk in Ajijic, Mexico. Check it out. So there are a lot of places in Mexico where the sidewalks are notorious for being multi-level and just broken and just not quite all that good. Well, we have a big mixture of that in Ajijic, Mexico. And here's an example of how they can be so different from place to place. And this one is tile across the street. And what we're looking at here, well, that's concrete. There's some broken parts. It's not exactly perfect, but you know, it's fine. And then we get to things like this. And that's not bad. Some of these have steps, some of these have broken holes, broken covers over their sewer lines, and some of them just don't even exist. And so, like this one. See? So nice. That's so nice. But what I want to remind people of is that in Mexico, the street doesn't necessarily dictate what your sidewalk is. It's the homeowner outside of your house is your responsibility to create the sidewalk. So the closer you are to Centro, the better, usually in most towns, because they want the sidewalks to be nice and easy for people to walk down. However, when you get out into the neighborhoods, a lot of times there's just absolutely no maintenance on the sidewalks. So I stopped and got me a coffee. Don't judge me. Anyway, iced coffee. It's a beautiful day. Usually it's really super warm, and today it's actually just a little bit less so. So this makes for a nice walk around and show you some things. But I'm here in the Plaza, in the Central Plaza in Centro, and you can see behind me the beautiful Plaza, and I'll show you some scenes of what the sidewalks are like here. They're actually extremely good. Very intricately designed, and some fun things I'll show you, so check it out. And this is pretty representative of the Centro area, any of the directly connected to the Plaza in Centro. There are also some accessibility points, and so that makes it very nice for everybody to be able to enjoy it, including the dogs. That says, please save the water for the dogs. So that's a normal thing here. People just put water out in front of their house for the street dogs. It's wonderful. And they're not really street dogs. Remember that. They are actually your neighbors. They're your neighbors' dogs. And they have a path they follow, and they do their thing, and they're nice dogs, and just leave them alone. They're great. But you will need to learn to watch for things on the street that the dogs might have left behind. You can see here in Centro, along this street, there is an accessibility point with steps nearby. And the outer part of The Plaza is very nice as well. So there you just saw an example of how there are accessibility points, but maybe parking is not exactly conducive to a wheelchair or something like that. There are several places around town where you can actually get up onto the sidewalk, but then the sidewalk is extremely narrow, or maybe the sidewalk's not in the best condition. And so they try really hard. So I'm here on Colon, which is the street that runs from the Carretera all the way down to the Malecon. And this street's pretty good. They've recently redone it within the last year or so. You can see that the quality of the street is a little bit better. Makes for driving a lot better. However, the sidewalks are narrow and they're new, but it's a thing. You have to pass. Excuse me. Excuse me. We are very lucky here in Ajijic to have such a kind of a very tight-knit community. So it's very easy to get a ride someplace or find places that are handicap accessible for you to go eat and have your friends drop you off, or to just drive if you have your own car. But if you're here alone and you have mobility issues, it can be a challenge at first. Pase.
Thank you.
No problem. So this is an example of a street that has handicap accessible things, and you can see a little variation on traffic here. We have horses around all the time, but this is a corner where each of the corners are handicap accessible. And so here at the Malecon, it is actually accessible. You do have a ramp to get up onto the Malecon, and you can walk the full length, and there's ramps at the exit points. So it's nice because you're able to get onto the Malecon, whether you have disabilities or mobility issues, or if you're just a regular person like me who wants things to be easy. But there are challenges, there are holes, there are things that you still need to pay attention to when you're walking. So again, don't walk, talk, and gawk. Make sure that you're staying aware of what's in front of you at all times. So now we've seen in Centro, let's take a look at the areas just outside and how the sidewalks and how the roadways change. So now I'm headed up onto the main Carretera. We're going to check out the sidewalks up there. So you can see that at some places they have handicap spaces that are marked. I don't know how well they're marked, but it is a thing. And so you can find those kind of places and get accessibility. But one of the things you noticed probably was that there was a curb along the edge of the sidewalk, which, sorry to get so close, do that for sound. That makes it very difficult sometimes for people to cross, if that's the case. Now, that was right downtown in Centro. So let me show you when you start getting to the edge of Centro, how it shifts. So there's actually a bike path and walking path on the other side of the street, but on this side there's not. And in order to get to that, I have to cross all that. So for me, it's easier just to walk over here because I don't want to have to cross through the traffic when I have to cross back to get to my streets. So, you know, welcome to Mexico. But just for you, I crossed over the bike path, or to the bike path, so I'm going to show that to you now. And when I say bike path, I mean bike, walking, motorcycle, horse, whatever happens to be need to get around traffic, they will jump onto that path. It's a great path. It goes all the way from Jocotepec, which is way down west, all the way to Chapala, which is east. It's an amazing thing, and it runs right beside the Carretera. But you have to get to it. You have to be able to get around it. There are slight hills and slopes, so it's wonderful for walking if you stay to the side. It's wonderful for using a bike or other means of transportation, skateboard, whatever you're into. But you got to be careful on it. Okay, so I've looked ahead of me on the ground, and if you notice, my eyes will be down. I'm now heading into the village and a little bit off on the side streets, and I want to show you kind of the variations. This is a really good opportunity to show you the variations of streets and sidewalks mainly, and how they can work here well and how they can't. So this is a recently rehabbed home, and there's definitely a beautiful sidewalk that's right outside here, but even then we have steps. And that's not that unusual. You know, one street is really good and the next street is not, or the next house is not. I mean, look at this. Here's a prime example. Boom, nothing.
¿Sí puedes?
Permiso. So you can see that the sidewalks vary greatly, and that it's something you're just going to have to get used to. For a lot of people who walk, it's not you know, they just know the better streets and they know where to walk after a while, and you just deal with it. But you got to pay attention when you're walking. So please know that I'm looking ahead before I'm recording this stuff to know that I'm on a good stretch before I do that. I would not recommend this to you, especially if you're new here. So my phone is overheating. So I'm going to show you a few more scenes as I go, but we're going to talk when I get home and finish this conversation out. And I do want to show you this one. This is a really great little handicap accessible corner that I don't know that I would call handicap accessible, because this is a new intersection. They redid the sidewalks here recently, and it's not quite that functional. I hope you can see that because it's actually very steep how it pops up. You can physically get something there, up there, or it's I don't know that it's better than a step, even for a wheelchair, because it's almost impossible to navigate. We walk around it every single time. So this is the real sidewalks of Ajijic. What I will tell you is, if you scope out where you're going, and in these fraccionamientos, or the HOA type of gated communities, they usually have very nice sidewalks and very nice driveways, and they're not public, so they stay nice. So living in one of those and then hitting some of the main areas and getting to know where you're going, you shouldn't have that much of a hard time. If you're somebody who's very ambulatory, you're able to walk around, you just need to pay attention, because again, the walk, talk, and gawk rule, don't do it. Pay attention to where you're headed until you get to know the roads. As you see, my eyes are constantly going down even though I'm talking to you. So, pay attention. Okay, so I'm at home in the cochera. It's cooler in here. I hope you guys don't mind this little walk and talk video that we've done today, just to show you the sidewalks and the dangers and the good things, all of it. It makes for a lot of charm, and the streets, these beautiful cobblestone streets, while precarious, are quite charming, especially in an old village like this. So next week we're going to talk about those streets, okay? This week I just wanted to give you a look at what to expect if you were planning to walk around here, whether you're more physically abled or less. And so I hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, go find your truly remarkable life. Thanks for joining us, and check out our social media, and make sure you follow, like, subscribe, share if you found this video fun, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.